up our seats, those who have remained with us. Allow me to take this opportunity, band, once again to recognize our other special guests who have joined us. With us is Professor Helen Kabala from Makerere University, Director, Rotary Peace Center. Prof, you're welcome. Allow me to recognize the presence of Dr. Veneranda Mbabazi, who has accompanied Professor Helen, and she's the HOD Religious and Peace Studies at Makerere University. And that's
umeundwa na askari Magereza 48 wamesimama katika mistari miwili kwa upande wote, kundi wako tayari kutekeleza heshima.
Thank you very much, band. I hope you have not gotten tired because we are still with you, and that is the reason why we have you here. Our guests available and present, our participants seated. Once again, allow me to take this opportunity to welcome you. We know what is in the operational room is soon ending, and when it ends, we shall arise and formally start the function when the chief guest joins us in the tent, and we shall start with the national anthem. We shall pray, and once we have prayed, we shall proceed and present our graduates to the chief guest. We shall have speeches from the commandant, speeches from the Assistant Commissioner General of Prisons, Mr. Hilary Bisanga, who is the Director of Human Resources. We shall have a speech from the Commissioner General of Prisons and conclude with a speech from our chief guest. And after that, we shall award our graduates with certificates and other recognitions for the 6 months of laboring and acquiring knowledge. From there, we shall close with our national anthems, proceed and have group photos as a sign of accountability, because we all know accountability is very important in this age, era, and generation. Lastly, and most importantly, element that we shall all be part of will be a luncheon, and we shall be free to depart from this place for our other assignments and any other activities. We are aware that is a Friday, and we once again want to thank you for being part and parcel of this program. Our participants were here with us for 6 months, from the 11th of December to today, the 21st of June, 2024, a period of close to 6 months, depending on how you calculate the period. And this period has been intensive. One participant described it as too much, too fast, within a short time. So there was a lot for them to benefit from the course. And indeed, we believe they are going out as changed people. One of them also told me they came when they were ignorant, they didn't know. What we call, they were unconsciously incompetent. They didn't know that they don't know. But today they are going out as people who are unconsciously competent. They don't know that they know. In other words, it is a reflex. Knowledge is now a reflex. It's just like blinking an eye and breathing. So we congratulate them for the 6 months. The 6 months has been clad with a lot of content and knowledge from different fields and experts. One of the modules here was political education and ideology. And as we always say, they are now ideologically clear. They had service writing and staff duties. They now know how to present correspondences, messages. We also took them through some of our traditional courses and programs dealing with custody of prisoners, staff. And we didn't end there. We thought a prophet has no honor in his own town. We opted to invite more serious experts from Makerere University to add on a concept of peace building and conflict resolution. So as they go out, they are better peace builders and conflict. So as I was saying, we have Makerere with us, led by Professor Helen Kabala, who was purely here most of the time. And I also remember her from the Police Senior Command and Staff College, where she gave us a good dose of the master's program in peace studies. We thank you for partnering with us. We have the Uganda Management Institute, who are so much on board with institutional leadership and management, an area that we believe our participants will go out and practice good leadership and management skills. There is always a gap in leadership and management, and sometimes we struggle with distinguishing one from the other. I believe if we give an opportunity to the participants, they will take us through a good lecture in that area. We did not stop there. We invited very many experts from the justice, law, and order sector who took them through various elements and knowledge. We had members from the criminal justice system and family, and many other experts who shared with them. We also took them for study trips to appreciate what is outside. They know that the oil that we have is soon coming to this country because they were there in the oil graben, and they asked all the relevant questions. They went to Karuma Dam and many other places that I may not mention now. So it is clear that these participants have been invested in as a resource that is now turning into an asset for the department. We shall wait to see. And our graduates, we wish you the best in your career going forward. At this juncture, once again, band, I want you to invite you to be on standby so that when our chief guest joins us, we are ready to play the national anthems. And our religious leaders are here to bless this day as we start. At this juncture, I want to give you a small break to continue interacting with your phones and the people seated besides you. We also have the program book with some of you. You can peruse through. The participants have also provided us with a bulletin of the period that they have been here, called the Pursuit, and it will be available on sale to some of us. So once again, you're welcome. Allow me ask us to arise because the signs are ripe that our chief guest is joining us to this venue. As the chief guest takes his position, we shall have our national anthems played for us. You welcome our chief guest from the operational room. Allowing us to remain standing as we invite our religious leaders to bless this day.
Let's pray. Beloved God, we thank you for a day like this. You have brought us together to witness these your servants who have gone through the 6 months in training. What a joy to know that they have been exposed to leadership and management practices of Uganda Prison Service. We thank you, Lord, for calling them to be the servants. We want to commit to you their activities as they will be working more so with the incarcerated, but also with the staff. We commit and commend each one of them to you, but above all we pray for the entire ministry of Uganda Prison Service and its leadership. That, Lord, in this our second pass out graduation, we pray that even in their ministry, Lord, you will empower them more to know the gift that you have given to each one of them. And our institution will indeed excel in the ministry, not only to the prisoners, but also to the staff and the entire nation. Bless our day together here as we gathered. Bless, Lord, our chief guest and other invited guests as well, so that at the end of this we'll go back rejoicing because we know we are building leaders for our nation that will be after your own heart. So let your Holy Spirit now descend upon each one of us and in this facility that we will feel your presence. In Jesus' name I have prayed.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Oh Allah, we thank you for this wonderful day. Since you are enabled us to have in this congregation, oh Allah, we ask you to lead us in all we intended to do at this function. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. آمين آمين.
Thank you very much. Please, we can resume our seats. Our chief guests are the Honorable Minister of Internal Affairs, Major General Retired Kahindo Tafire, our Permanent Secretary, the Ministry of Internal Affairs, Lieutenant General Joseph Musanyufu, the Deputy Inspector General, the Commissioner General of Prisons, Canon Dr. Johnson Biabashija, the Deputy Inspector General of Police, Mr. James Ochaya, the members of top management present with us here, our special guests from UMI and Makerere University, senior officers from our sister forces, the directing staff, our graduates today with your families, ladies and gentlemen. Sir, I am Senior Superintendent of Prisons, Deogratius Ogwapit, the Assistant Masters of Ceremony, but also the Chief Instructor of the Intermediate Command and Staff Course 002, and above all, the Regional Prisons Commander, Southeastern Region, Jinja. Chief guests, sir, we welcome you to the Prisons Academy and Training School to preside over the pass out of 31 participants who have undertaken an intermediate command and staff course, which is the second intake of the year 2023-2024. Allow us also, Chief Guest, to welcome you back from that operational room where you witnessed the participants demonstrating their abilities to execute prisons operations. And this one was codenamed Operations Kua Tayari, which was conducted in Western Uganda to demonstrate our ability to secure the prisons from any imminent attack from rebels, especially the Allied Democratic Front. We welcome you, and we want to believe the participants did a great job there. Chief Guest, once again, we want to thank you for sparing time amidst your busy schedule to be with us this day. And indeed, it blesses our heart that you chose to be with us. Our program will be brief. We shall make sure we run through it and leave this place in due time. We shall have the participants presented to you by the acting chief instructor. We shall have a speech from the commandant of the Prisons Academy and Training School. We shall have a speech by the Director of Human Resources. We shall have a speech from the Commissioner General of Prisons. We shall have a speech from you, sir, the chief guest. And then a word the participants with a certificate and other recognitions. Close this function, have a group and a photo moment with you, sir. And then most importantly, have a luncheon with you, sir. At this juncture, sir, allow me welcome the acting chief instructor to present to you, sir, these participants that underwent an intermediate command and staff course for a period running from 11th December 2023 to today, the 21st of June 2024. Thank you, sir.
The chief guests, sir, the Honorable Minister of Internal Affairs, the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Internal Affairs, the Commissioner General of Prisons, the Deputy Inspector General of Police, the Deputy Commissioner General of Prisons, senior police officers present, senior prisons officers, the commandant of the Prisons Academy and Training School, the intermediate command and staff course from Makerere University and from Uganda Management Institute, the graduates, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I am Superintendent of Prisons, Peter Nwagawa, the resident tutor for the Intermediate Command and Staff course, here as the acting chief instructor. Sir, it is my pleasure and honor to present to you these 31 who have today successfully completed the 6 months intensive for a certificate, the Intermediate Command and Staff course of the Uganda Prison Service. This lot is composed of ranks from PO1, that is Principal Officer 1, to Senior Superintendent of Prisons. And we have 2 Senior Superintendents of Prisons, 18 Superintendents of Prisons, 03 Senior Assistant Superintendents of Prisons, 06 Assistant Superintendents of Prisons, and 2 Principal ones. By gender, they are 25 males and 06 females. These officers are Senior Superintendent of Prisons, Robert Tagola Naimuri. Senior Superintendent of Prisons, Felix Ayo. Superintendent of Prisons, Pade Willie Opio. Superintendent of Prisons, Bosco Nwagawa. Superintendent of Prisons, Moses Okelo Atine. Superintendent of Prisons, Moses Ben Kuboy. Superintendent of Prisons, Ronald Muholi. Superintendent of Prisons, Amos Niwahereza. Superintendent of Prisons, Jackson Kwihangana. Superintendent of Prisons, Fred Soyeko. Superintendent of Prisons, Julius Chisembo. Superintendent of Prisons, Kenneth Andrew Biekwaso. Superintendent of Prisons, Allen Malemo. Superintendent of Prisons, Son Mubone. Superintendent of Prisons, Herbert Mohanji. Superintendent of Prisons, Florence Charigonza. Superintendent of Prisons, Victoria Achan. Superintendent of Prisons, Dr. Generous Vetunga Behabura. Superintendent of Prisons, Andrew Ocho. Superintendent of Prisons, Vivian Damali Nabulia. Senior Assistant Superintendent of Prisons, Samari Asindu. Senior Assistant Superintendent of Prisons, Amos Alinaitwe. Senior Assistant Superintendent of Prisons, Harold Waswa. Assistant Superintendent of Prisons, Bosco Ochen. Assistant Superintendent of Prisons, Nehemiah Adrico. Assistant Superintendent of Dix Obita. Assistant Superintendent of Prisons, Ivan John Seremba. Assistant Superintendent of Prisons, Sarah Enid Ayot. Assistant Superintendent of Prisons, Anthony Kapule. Principal Officer 1, Albert George Chibota. And finally, Principal Officer 1, Samuel Ochan. Sir, those are the participants on the Intermediate Command and Staff Course Intake 002-23-24. Thank you, sir.
Our chief guest, the Honorable Minister of Internal Affairs, all invited guests, graduands, good afternoon. I am ASP Dina Mirembe. I am the Assistant MC of the day. Chief guests, sir, having known the participants that we are passing out today, 31 in number, 6 of whom are ladies and 25 are male, allow me to invite the Commandant of PATS, that is the Prisons Academy and Training School, Commissioner of Prisons, Brenda Sana, to give her remarks. Thank you very much, sir.
Our chief guest this afternoon, the Honorable Minister of Internal Affairs, our Commissioner General of Prisons, the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Internal Affairs, the representative of the IGP, that is the newly appointed Deputy IGP, the other senior officers that are being invited here, both from Prisons Headquarters and from our sister forces, all the officers from Kampala Headquarters, Prisons, Kampala Extra Region, our colleagues from Makerere University, Uganda Management Institute, all other invited guests, our religious leaders, members of the press, the graduates, your spouses, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Brenda Sana. I'm a Commissioner of Prisons and the Commandant of the Prisons Academy and Training School. This afternoon, I am very much honored to welcome you to this pass out of the second intake of intermediate, that is intake 002 of 2023. As you have been told, there are 31 in number, 25 male and 6 female. Chief guests, we took them through a number of modules to make them what they are today. We took them through service writing and staff duties, political education and ideology, prisons duties, processes and procedures, prison safety and security, prisons intelligence and counterterrorism, personal development planning, human rights, basics of administrative law, legislation, command and operations general. They also did command and operations logistical support and command and operations intelligence. They also did map work and use. They did basic computer literacy. Then our colleagues from Uganda Management Institute also took them through institutional leadership and management. We also had the Makerere University component, that was peace building and conflict transformation. With these chief guests, they all passed, meaning they satisfactorily understood everything that was told to them, and they are ready for the field as the strategic leaders that they are. Chief guests, the graduates have been a disciplined lot. I think because majority have been officers in charge, so they know what discipline is. And they have also been very focused and quite an intelligent lot. We did not have to struggle for them to understand. They know what brought them, and they really focused. They took that training generally seriously and displayed the qualities of capable leaders, ready to put all what they were practicing, what they were learning into practice. The terrain model and all that, they are now ready to plan for activities in their different prisons or wherever they will be deployed. So I believe they are now more strategic and deliberate leaders. I thank the team of the directing staff who have taken them through this, headed by the chief instructor, who is our MC for that day. Thank you very much, directing staff. Chief guest, these directing staff, many of them have other duties. They are officers in charge, different penal institutions around the country, but they took off time to come and deliver ably. So thank you very much, and please keep it up. I also thank the staff based here at PATS, the directing staff assistants, administrative assistants, and all the staff of the training school for your always being ready to work. I also, in a special way, thank the spouses of the participants who are here today. They have been away for 6 months. Thank you for keeping their homes and being patient. We are giving them back to you today. I also like to, in a very special way, thank our partners, that is Makerere University and UMI, for being here and taking them through this. Your dedication and hands-on experience has been very, very much welcome. Thank you for that, and please let us continue with the cooperation. Special recognition also goes to the different government bodies that we always called on from time to time to give different lectures in their areas of expertise. These being strategic leaders, they need to have a broader outlook of what the general government does, the general country, and all these government bodies always sent here officers to give different lectures of opportunities. I thank you very much. To the graduates, congratulations upon reaching this day. This is a very important phase in your career. You've been lucky to come for this course, so please take it seriously and deliver as you should. You will be seen by your fruits. So we expect better quality officers out there when you go. I end by thanking the strategic leaders of the Uganda Prison Service, headed by the Commissioner General of Prisons, for always giving us support together with your top management and making sure this course is possible. Chief guest, I sincerely thank you for coming here in person, despite your busy schedule. I thank you. We don't take it for granted that you could come and officiate over this pass-out ceremony. I also thank His Excellency, the President of Uganda, for his visionary and strategic leadership. Otherwise, all of this would not be possible. Above all, I thank the Almighty God for keeping us alive and keeping this here. I thank you for God and my country.
Thank you, Madam Commandant. She deserves more rounds of applause for delivering the people that we have here. In other words, we'd say she's giving birth today. That would be another way of putting it. Chief guest, sir, we have been having a marathon of programs here. Allow me at this juncture, allow you catch a breath, because we have our mighty band here with soothing music, and being a Friday, this music may soothe us for a few minutes. Over to you, jazz band. For them, I think that was powerful. I don't know if we are across the bridge or we are yet to get there, but I believe we are on the way to the bridge. Chief guest, sir, once again, allow me welcome you and thank you for being with us. And at this juncture, allow me invite our masters of ceremonies, the one in charge of this, who is the Director, Human Resources of Uganda Prison Service, the Assistant Commissioner General of Prisons, Hilary Bisanga, to make his remarks welcome us to this place, and he will later on proceed and invite the Commissioner General to also make his remarks. You're welcome, sir. Feel free to clap for him because he's responsible also for delivering the people that we have here.
Our chief guest, the Honorable Minister of Internal Affairs, the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Internal Affairs, our Commissioner General of Prisons, the Deputy Inspector General of Police, Deputy Commissioner General of Prisons, the Assistant Commissioner Generals of Prisons, and the senior officers of Uganda Police Force present here, and the senior officers of Uganda Prison Service, our religious leaders, the graduates, the Fourth Estate, ladies and gentlemen. Mine is not a speech as the MC had mentioned. He has also baptized me as the Chief Master of Ceremony. I'm not sure whether I'm capable of running a new skill at my age, but my simple task here now is to welcome the Commissioner General to make his remarks. But before I do that, permit me, sir, to introduce to you some of the few invited guests who are here. Sir, in our midst, we have the Permanent Secretary of Ministry of Internal Affairs. You're welcome, sir. Those who don't know him is the Lieutenant General Joseph Musanyufu. Sir, in our midst, we have the Deputy Inspector General of Police, Mr. Ochaya, and congratulations, sir. We have Senior Commissioner of Police, Moses Kafero, the Director of Human Resource Development of Uganda Police Force. And we have also Dr. Barbara Arungat, the Acting Commandant of Gwebaja Staff College, Uganda Police College. Sir, as earlier been mentioned by the Commandant, we have our partners from Makerere University. Makerere University, led by Professor Helen Karaba, the Director of Rotary Peace Center of Makerere University. We also have Dr. Veneranda Mbabazi, Head of Department, Religious and Peace Studies of Makerere University. And we have Dr. Kanakuria Dixon. You're welcome. So we also have a team from Uganda Management Institute, led by Mr. Chibazo Peter. We have Dr. Rose Watampora, Head of Department, Projects and Consultancy Department of Uganda Management Institute. We have Dr. Chev S. Kasozi Murindwa, the Director of Programs and Students Affairs, and I'm told he's the one representing the Director General of Uganda Management Institute. We also have our religious leaders, Reverend Ruhum James. You're welcome. Sheikh Muhammad Muhaja. You're welcome. The rest of the people here are in-house. They are officers of Uganda Prison Service, but also, sir, most importantly, we have the spouses of the graduates. Can you please stand up for recognition? You're welcome. Sir, I wish to report to you that from the time you appointed me as the Director of Human Resource Management, you gave me an assignment to ensure that we conduct refresher and strategic courses necessary for management of our prisons. And sir, knowing the importance you attach to human resource development, we have seriously taken your gospel. We have organized a number of strategic trainings for both senior and junior officers, including this intermediate course. We also conduct the senior command and staff course at the Police College Bwebaja, Uganda Management Institute trainings, international trainings. Right now we have the junior command course being conducted. We have conducted NCO courses, and sir, these are courses that will continue until every office of Uganda Prison Service is captured. I wish to recognize the partners, Uganda Management Institute, Makerere University, and Uganda Police Force, who have added crowd to this course that has just concluded. You have imparted the critical knowledge necessary for the skills they need in managing prisons. And sir, as I briefed you last time, we have initiated talks with the National Council for Higher Education in order to have our courses accredited. And thanks to the chief guest, he helped us to write a letter to the Minister of Education to initiate the process, and we are closely following it, sir. Should there be any developments in that area, we shall notify you, sir. And we shall continue to rely on your undivided support in order for us to actualize these trainings. As I said, mine is not a speech. I'm here to invite the Commissioner General. I wish to congratulate the participants, and I wish to congratulate the spouses for keeping forth when your partners were here doing serious training. I want, therefore, on this note, to take this singular honor, if that is the program of the Master of Ceremonies, to invite the Commissioner General of Prisons to give his statement, and if he feels that is fit, then he will request the chief guest to confirm that they have successfully concluded this course and be passed out. Sir, you're welcome.
the Honorable Minister of Internal Affairs, the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Internal Affairs, the Deputy Inspector General of Police, of the police force who are here, as of the prison service, the religious leaders, the graduates, invited guests, the media, gentlemen, and the prisoners back. Honorable Minister, we are very happy to have you here. Preside over the pass out of 31 officers of the second cohort of Intermediate Command and Staff Course of the Uganda Prison Service. Honorable Minister, permit me to extend our heartfelt gratitude to all the guests who have taken time to honor our invitation and be present here today. Honorable Minister, before I give you a report, a status report, as of today morning, of both the staff and the inmates we have in custody, permit me to thank His Excellency the President for the trust and confidence to allow me to serve for another 24 months. As you know, Honorable Minister, I will give it my best shot. Secondly, I want to thank you, and through you also to thank His Excellency for the appointment of the new police leadership. That is the Inspector General of Police, Abbas Byakagawa, and the Deputy Inspector General of Police, James Ochaya. These are officers we have grown up with. I want to believe we have better contact as far as discharge of our duties are concerned. Thank you, Honorable Minister. The staffing position. I have 14,175 staff, composed of 13,672 uniformed staff and 503 non-uniformed staff. We have a total of 634 senior officers. Senior officers in prisons start from the rank of Assistant Superintendent of Prisons. And we have 13,038 junior officers. That is from the rank of warder to the rank of Principal Officer 1. Our approved structure is a total of 49,470 staff. In other words, only 28.7% of our structure is filled. We have vacancies of 71.3%. And I don't want to forget your Honorable Minister that you have been largely responsible for, even if it is small, but still it is an improved staff position in the Uganda Prison Service. I remember His Excellency used to say that in prisons we don't even make a brigade. I don't know what are the numbers in brigade or division. But when I took over as Commissioner General of Prisons, we were a total of 3,850 staff. So you can see the improvement you have brought to us in the last few years. You have been in charge of the Ministry of Internal Affairs. The prisoners' population, as of yesterday, no, as of this morning, 31st June, at 0060 hours, we had a total of 78,604 inmates, composed of 40,924 convicts, which constitute 52%, and 37,097 remands, which constitute 47%. But we also had 583 debtors, those who are not able to overcome their financial obligations. All these numbers are against an approved capacity of 20,996. So we have excess of 57,608 and an occupancy rate of 374%. With your guidance, Honorable Minister, we shall continue to undertake expansion of prisoners and staff accommodation using in-house capacity. Following His Excellency's guidance and your guidance, we are building several low-cost prisons in various institutions. We shall continue on that strategy, with that strategy, until we are able to overcome this congestion. It is possible. And I hope in the next 3 years to completely eliminate congestion. By God's grace. Honorable Minister, let me thank the police leadership for their continued patronage as far as professional training is concerned. Honorable Minister, we started the intermediate course, the intermediate command and staff course, with police support at their staff college in Bwebaja. Currently, our senior command courses are taking place at the police college. I therefore thank them for this invaluable support. And hope that you will continue to support us. When I congratulated the Deputy Inspector General of Police, I forgot to congratulate Mr. Kafero. You have been the commandant, but now you are in charge now. So it should be easier for us actually to cement this relationship and make sure that these specialized trainings continue to happen. I also want to thank the Army leadership who have continued to support us with the leadership courses at both Oliver Tambo, what do they call it? Oliver Tambo School of Education, Political Education at Kaweweta, and the National Leadership Institute at Chankwanzi. Honorable Minister, this intermediate command and staff course is a game changer in the management of prisons. I'm very sure when I selected these members here, some of them must have asked themselves what wrong they had done to be selected to go and do a course when they are very busy making small monies from Kibaru, and they must have thought that was an inconvenience. I'm also not sure whether some of them didn't go to contract to consult which doctors as to whether all is well. Honorable Minister, from what they were presenting in the operations room, they now know that they have content. I saw them talking with confidence, talking with gusto. They are now talking of intelligence. They are talking of logistics. They are talking of reserves. They are talking of operational bases, even forwarding bases. Now, I expect that when you leave here and go back to your postings, you will stop committing those silly mistakes. Prisoners run out of a prison, and you are not even aware. You are not even at the prison. Do you have intelligence? What is your relationship with the community and the sister forces? I was happy that you were able to demonstrate these things to the Honorable Minister of Internal Affairs. I thought you, and keep it up. I know by midnight tonight you will have known where you are posted. And because we had given you, I think, a 2 or 3 weeks vacation. I don't know what the commandant called it. You are going to start working tomorrow. Kazi tu. And what you have learned here will be manifested in the way you handle your charges, both the staff and the inmates. Will be manifested by the less number of silly mistakes. I call them because now you also know that those mistakes you make there are silly. You know it. Let's see what happens. Before I conclude, Honorable Minister, once again, I want to thank His Excellency the President for the directive he gave to the Right Honorable Prime Minister as far as salary enhancement of the security members of the security forces are concerned. It was definitely music in our ears. I know from the budget speech that we have not got, I think, all the money we require. But what we have already secured, we shall take it with gratitude. And we know that in the medium term, our members should be able to access all their salaries. Actually, officers, when you go back, tell you, I needed to desert with that amount of money. If the lowest salary is going to be 828,000 shillings, that is in the medium term, then why do you go to Dubai to earn 1 million shillings? It doesn't make sense. It is better you stay here, you add to the earning of pension, you add to the earning of gratuity, and you earn money until you die. Go to Dubai, it cannot be more than 5 years, you will be here, and within a short time, you will again go back to my office, seeking for reinstatement. When you deserted, we don't reinstate deserters. So please advise your staff, settle, sit down, work, that good things are coming. Honorable Minister, I want to take this singular honor to invite you to give your remarks, and if you wish, or if it pleases, to consider this course closed. Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Mr. Permanent Secretary, Lieutenant General Joseph Msanyufu, Commissioner General Dr. Yamasheja, Deputy Inspector General, Police, Mr. Ochaya, the Chief of Training, Reasons, Senior Police Officers, Senior Reasons Officers, Directing Staff, graduates, and your spouses, and the rest of the Ugandans here present. Those useful and those who are not exactly very useful. Yeah, they are also there. Allow me to congratulate the graduates for this worthy course they've undertaken. Like the Commissioner General said, I'm also sure when you are told to come here, You thought it was some sort of punishment. But now, I'm sure as you exit, you realize how much you didn't know. You are now equipped with knowledge and capacity, not only to manage your own institutions, but also to extend that information to those below you. Let me congratulate you on a course well done, and I'm told a lot of you have passed. I don't know what the pass mark was. You know, when I was in P1, was 75 in class. My first time in primary one was 75 in class. And at the end of the term, I was the 75th. So I went home very proud and told my parents that I was the best because I got the highest. Then my late mom told me, yeah, you are the best among the stupid, the most reformed. So your pass mark, I don't know. Well, that is for a later day. But nonetheless, since you've made it, allow me to heartily congratulate you for your effort. But from what I've seen in the demonstration room, you seem my fears have been allayed. I saw the professionalism, the confidence, and the knowledge you exhibited. Then, in my heart, I felt I should congratulate the directing staff and the instructors for a job well done. Like the Commissioner General has said, government is doing its best to enhance your welfare. Because there is a Latin saying that mensa sana in corpore sana. A healthy mind can only exist in a healthy body. So an underfed prison officer, however good he or she is, surely the demands of nature will weaken the resolve. So we as government are doing our level best to improve your welfare. While the government is doing its best to improve your welfare, I'm sure those entrusted with handling the nitty-gritty will take their work serious. For the last almost a year and a half, the permanent secretary and me have been trying to look for means and ways of improving the living conditions of the forces under our charge. I was disappointed the other day to discover that they have not made a lot of headway, because quite a number of people involved in the project are going round and round, round and round like a dog chasing its tail. When a dog chases its tail, it will never catch it. It's a worthless effort. So, Mr. Permanent Secretary, wake up your people. Our forces deserve better. I feel ashamed when I look at the living conditions of police officers, prison officers, and immigration officers. I feel ashamed. I want to put it on record that I don't want to be party to this kind of regime. We must do something to improve the living conditions, the housing for our members of the forces under our charge. 2, I've been working with the Commissioner General here in partnership with certain people from abroad who want to invest with us in the prison industry that could alleviate the situation of uniform, shoes, etc. I'm disappointed to find out that there are certain people within the prison service who don't pay serious attention. The Commissioner General is enthusiastic, the Deputy is enthusiastic, but there are people who are around there, who behave like business as usual. Business as usual. Say, this Otafire man is a nuisance. He's a slave driver. Do this, do that, do this, do that. How many have we seen? Take lightly what I'm telling you to do. Are you sure? At least me, I made my intentions known. I've made my intentions known. They will not say he came, he saw, and he did nothing. La historia me absorberá. You know what that means? That history will absorb me. History will absorb me. And unfortunate for you, those who will be reading history will be judging you when you can't plead your case. You'll be gone. The records will be there. You'll be condemned. All that said and done, maybe it's my fault I've not been whipping you seriously enough. Now I think I'm going to get, like Le Pen said he was talking about the French, something in France, and said, let's use stick and carrot. Said stick and carrot. And he said, carreau et bateau. Mais petit carreau, mais grand bateau. Stick and carrot, small carrot, big stick. So, Dr. Yawasheja, apply some little carrot and use a big stick. You have my permission. So those who don't want to face the stick, wake up to your work. You know, like I told the police officers the other day, I don't want to be told this thing can't be done. I know you also have your problems because you've lived in circumstances where things can't be done and they are just abandoned. If you think something can't be done, why didn't you come and tell me why it can't be done? Don't say, this can't be done. This can't be done. No. If you find difficulty, come to me. When I find difficulty, I also go higher. And when the highest authorities find it difficult, they also go higher until we're able to do it. Surely, making shoes and uniforms and can't be done. There is no money. There are times when I was promoting police officers, somebody told me there is no money. When we were promoting police officers, said there is no money, sir, we can't promote. I said, you promote, I'll find the money. So Johnson, finish your project. If there is no money, I'll look for it. Because there will never be enough money. No government can have enough money. There will be a time when government says, we have enough money, don't worry. No. When people go to the treasury, I'm told the first sentence, the line is, there is no money. So whether there is money or not, they will tell you there is no money. It's up to you to argue with these treasury officers and say, but I see money here, I see money here. If you say there is no money, how come some money is people are going to prison for missing? People are going to prison because some money is missing. Where does that money come from? That money is missing because you've not generated programs to absorb that money. So when the money hangs around, it is vagrant. People help themselves to eat. So there is money, look for it. Let's try our level best. So now, Johnson and your people, I don't want this business of hanging around and crying. Now what do we do? Now what do you do? Why you call senior prison officers? If you cry, you start now, what will these ones do? Put up a brave face, say, we shall do it, we shall do it, we shall do it. And when you do that, you'll succeed. You passed out, you're passing out 31 out of a prison officer cadre of about 2,000 or more. Madam Chief Trainer, Sana, these are not enough. I'm not going to congratulate. These ones are not enough. I want more. Next time you call me here, I want to see 100 and more. Less than 100, I won't come. Because I want every prison officer to attain this level. Junior staff, senior staff. I wanted them to graduate to professors, like I've seen these ladies here. Professor. But you don't get to professor because professors have one problem. They pay attention to detail and lose sight of the bigger picture. When they go to a forest, they concentrate on one tree. They know so much about this tree and lose sight of the whole forest. Now you as leaders, please concentrate on the whole forest. When you concentrate on the whole forest, then the trees will develop. So, Madam Sana, I want a bigger class. I want informed officers. Let's fight ignorance. Johnson was, the Commissioner General was referring to silly mistakes. Those silly mistakes are a result of ignorance. You know, there is a friend of mine who told me, he said, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. You will bring beer and give it to somebody who is ignorant, and they will put it in the cooker instead of a fridge. now you thought you have the helper who is not expensive. You have lost your beer. Yeah. So if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Let's get educated. Let's let our officers be informed. And learning is a life experience. You don't stop learning. Because every time I read newspapers, even newspapers, including the inaccuracies they write, I learn something. You know, these newspapers, majority of them are Rugambo. Speculation, this, they write 10 things, 5 of them are not inaccurate. The other 5 are at best half truth. Then I read the newspaper. But you learn something every time you read the newspaper. You learn something, indicating that learning is a lifetime experience. You cannot say, I now know it all. No. You can't say, I know it all. You learn every day in life until the last post. Until you quit this world, you keep learning. And the more you learn, the better you get. And the better you get, the better service you render. Finally, these people have completed their training. I want the police administration to look into their CVs. I hate this business of an officer spending unnecessary time on the same rank when they have capacity to move to higher rank. And be given more responsibility. Those who deserve responsibility should be given responsibility and given the commensurate status, rank, to be able to execute, discharge that responsibility. I don't want people complaining. I've seen people complaining. Me, I've been assistant superintendent for 23 years. Yes, the other day when we were promoting police officers, we found a graduate engineer who'd been assistant superintendent for 27 years. 27 years. This is a graduate engineer. I've now discovered another one who has been ASP for 23. How warfanya nini? You look at the file, there is nothing adverse. Yeah, they were saying, no, she has not done anything good. She has not done it. But if she has not been useful, why don't you discharge her? Yeah? You know, the Wanjankore say that the relationship between me and my cow is the udder, the milk it gives me. If the cow stops giving milk, I send it to the abattoir. If this officer, Dr. Johnson, if this officer is no longer functionally useful, discharge them. They should not hang around filling places when they are not exactly useful. Either promote them or send them home. The police and the prison service are not charity organizations. This is not Red Cross. If Otafire cannot deliver as a minister, let him go home. There are other things he can do. Grow tea, grow tobacco, grow tea, tobacco, onions, and sell mandazi. If he's not functionally useful, let him go home. So when CGP, when IGP, I want people to be rewarded for the services they have rendered. And to be held responsible for the omissions they have made. If you do well, we promote you. If you do wrong, we send you home. Tunaelewana? Ukifanya vizuri, utapandishwa ngazi. Ukitendea madhambi tutakuteremsha mara moja. Na hivyo shukran, hongera. They said I should finally say, I, General Kahindo Tafire, the Minister of Internal Affairs and the Chairman of the Uganda Prisons Authority, by the powers and authority vested in me by the Prisons Act, Section 2006, Section 9A, 2A, Section 112B, on this 21st day of June 2024, hereby pass out 31 officers who successfully completed the prison's intermediate command and staff course intake 002/2324.
Asante sana.
So you are no longer graduates, you are now graduates.
Thank you very much, our chief guest, for passing out our graduates and making them graduates this early afternoon. Can take up our seats. Indeed, as you've said, we deserve better, and we are holding on to that hope that you're giving us today. And indeed, history should not only absolve you, but all of us. Indeed, we thank you, sir, for your wise statements that will keep us going. Chief guest, sir, at this juncture, we proceed now to award these graduates with their certificates and recognitions for the hard work and the 6 months that they have been here. And therefore, allow me invite the acting chief instructor to come here and read to us these graduates. I'll also allow me invite Uganda Management Institute and Makerere University, who are also awarding them with certificates, to stand by, and also ask you therefore you'll arise and hand over these certificates to them. Acting Chief Instructor.
Thank you very much. The MC, the chief instructor. I am the acting. Chief guest, sir, once again, it's an honor to take to the podium to present to you the certificates and awards going out to the officers who meritoriously earned these awards based on their tireless efforts, coupled with the immeasurable dedication that they demonstrated towards the cause. Sir, I'm happy to report to you that all the 31 participants, now graduates, passed in different assessments and are each rewarded with certificates. May I now call upon each of them to come and pick these certificates from you, sir. I request that the certificates are taken to the table of the chief guest to be handed over to the graduates. The participants came along with the at least one loved one, and I request that as we read the name of the participant, that person double for that photo moment. Thank you. I will start with Senior Superintendent of Prisons, Senior Superintendent of Prisons, Robert Tagola Naimuri. The lady is yes. That one has been the co-senior and has led effectively. As the Senior Superintendent of Prisons, Robert Tagola Naimuri, finishes up with the photo moment. Senior Superintendent of Prisons, Felix Ayo. Meanwhile, Superintendent of Prisons, Padre Willie Opio, prepare. That is the Senior Superintendent of Prisons, Felix Ayo. With his spouse. Next will be Padre Willie Opio, Superintendent of Prisons, Padre Willie Opio. Meanwhile, Superintendent of Prisons, Bosco Nwagaba, prepare. Superintendent of Prisons, Bosco Nwagaba. Very serious, gentlemen. As Bosco takes the certificates, as he receives his certificates, Superintendent of Prisons, Moses Okelo Atine. Superintendent of Prisons, Moses Okelo Atine, is our engineer who has been very instrumental as we struggle to tackle the problem of staff accommodation. Next, Superintendent of Prisons, Ben Moses Kuboy. That is Ben Moses Kuboy. And Superintendent of Prisons, Ronald Muholi, can prepare. Ben Moses Kuboy, very lively and interesting fellow. Superintendent of Prisons, Ronald Muholi. As Superintendent of Prisons, Amos Nwahereza prepares. Superintendent of Prisons, Ronald Muhori, with his spouse, who made sure that while on course, everything went well. Next is Superintendent of Prisons, Amos Nwahereza. Amos Nwahereza, very serious and took the training seriously. There he is with the spouse. Amos Nwahereza is a philosopher, and in most cases, when he means to speak English, it is serious. Meanwhile, Superintendent of Prisons, Jackson Kwihangana. Yes, Jackson Kwihangana has been instrumental and has been heading the Safety and Security Unit. And this course has really added a lot. There he is with the spouse, very happy. Meanwhile, Superintendent of Prisons, Fred Soyoko. That is Fred Soyoko, formerly officer in charge, Amuru Prisons. By midnight, you will know if you will be going back to Amuru. Meanwhile, Julius Chisembo, was the commander at Ndorwa Prisons in Kabale. As Superintendent of Prisons, Julius Chisembo, who decided to come along with the clan leader, yes, we know that some commanders here do not have spouses and have therefore brought to their brothers, sisters, and so on. So as Julius Chisembo receives his certificates, Superintendent of Prisons, Andrew Kenneth Byekwaso, they are receiving 3 certificates. That's why I continue to say certificates, because there are a number of courses that came in along with the intermediate command and staff course. We have the UMI certificate and the Makerere University certificate. Andrew Kenneth Byekwaso seems to have come alone. Byekwaso was commander Chitaria Farm Prison. As Byekwaso comes back, Allen Malemo, who will be followed by Edison Mubone, Superintendent of Prisons. Very resilient lady. There is someone, a spouse maybe. Yeah, they look very happy. This must be a spouse. Edison Mubone. Edison Mubone was the commander Chitara prison in Entebbe, and he's here with a spouse. Mubone Edison is a very scholarly, was a very scholarly participant. He likes reading, especially the theories. Next, Superintendent of Prisons, Herbert Muhanji. As Herbert Muhanji comes to receive his certificates, Superintendent of Prisons, Florence Charigonza. Herbert Muhanji marching majestically to receive his awards, being accompanied by the spouse. Florence Charigonza, Superintendent of Prisons. Then she will be followed by Superintendent of Prisons, Victoria Chan. Florence Charigonza, escorted by the parent. These are moments that they should witness as parents. Victoria Achan. As Victoria Chan comes forward for the certificates, Superintendent of Prisons, Dr. Generous Vetunga Vehabura. Yes, very resilient. Dr. Generous made a very interesting service paper about her field, where she was recommending for systems that can help us in management of livestock. As you can see, the commandant has fed her very well. The most resilient participant with a spouse. Superintendent of Prisons, Andrew Ocho. Andrew Ocho Andrew Ocho, one of our young men, is still single. Yes, that is the sister. Don't ask me how I got to know. Superintendent of Prisons, Vivian Damari Nabulia. That Superintendent of Prisons, Vivian Damari Nabulia, also known as Nanda. Senior Assistant Superintendent of Prisons, Samari Asindu. Superintendent of Prisons, Vivian Damari, was Commander Hoima Prison. With the new skills, she will be able to handle without doing things by mistake. Senior Assistant Superintendent of Prisons, Samari Asindu. Yes, that is Samari Asindu, Commander Chigumba Prisons. And by midnight, we shall know whether he's going back. Senior Assistant Superintendent of Prisons, Amos Alina Itwe. Amos Alina Itwe, very interesting fella, was here, very creative, tried to beautify the barracks, went to Chivoga, where he came from, to come for a course. Senior Assistant Superintendent of Prisons, Harold Waswa. Senior Assistant Superintendent of Prisons, Harold Waswa, will be followed by Assistant Superintendent of Prisons, Bosco Ochen. That is Senior Assistant Superintendent of Prisons, Harold Waswa, was commanding from Kumi as officer in charge. Waswa seems to be single. Assistant Superintendent of Prisons, Bosco Chen. Majestically, hold on, Bosco. Assistant Superintendent of Prisons, Bosco Chen, with a spouse. Assistant Superintendent of Prisons, Nehemiah Jurua Adriko. Nehemiah Jurua Adriko will be followed by Assistant Superintendent of Prisons, Dixon Obita. Dixon Obita. Assistant Superintendent of Prisons, Dixon Obita, please march forward. Meanwhile, Assistant Superintendent of Prisons, Ivan John Seremba. Dixon Obita was a commander, Chichenche Prison. On course, he was referred to as counsel for the skills, for the legal knowledge he possesses. Ivan John Seremba. Assistant Superintendent of Prisons, Ivan John Seremba, who was commanding in Bulisa. Sarah Inidayot, Assistant Superintendent of Prisons. Sarah Inidayot, please come forward for your certificates. Meanwhile, Assistant Superintendent of Prisons, Anthony Kapule. Yes, Sarah Inidayot, being escorted by a loved one. This could be a relative. Anthony Kapule. And then Principal Officer 1, Albert George Chibota. Principal Officer 1, Albert George Chibota, who will finally be followed by Principal Officer 1, Samuel Ochan. Albert George Chibota, please move forward. Principal Officer 1, Samuel Ochan. PO 1, Samuel Ochan. The last born of the course is a young man and is still single. As you can see, he's alone. Sir, those are the 31 graduates. And now, sir, while all the 31 officers passed very well, all the course assignments, we have those that exhibited excellent performance in different areas of assessment and are worth additional recognition of their efforts. These awards are as follows. Yes. Thank you very much. The best overall participant. This award is given to the participant who demonstrated excellence in the most elements of the course. The participant showed maturity, positive attitude towards the course. The participant's ability to excel in multiple areas of the course was impressive and recognizable. He or she had the willingness to share knowledge and experience to improve others. He also demonstrated a positive change to his individual growth. This award goes to that participant who demonstrated exceptional analytical and critical thinking skills, notwithstanding being inquisitive in learning. The participant was passionate, committed, and alive throughout the course. This award is given to Superintendent of Prisons, Amos Niwahereza. Band. Amos Niwahereza, like I had said, very philosophical individual. He took the training seriously and turns out to be the best overall participant. The next is the Leadership Award. This award is given to the participant who demonstrated leadership and managerial skills during the course. The participant was able to empower his peers. He was able to motivate, support, and rally the participants for the noble causes while on course. This award goes to Senior Superintendent of Prisons, Robert Tagora Naimuli. As you see, he's a leader even in marching. The spouse this time has not come. As she's coming. She's coming. The next is the Commandant's Award. This award is given to the participant that demonstrated academic excellence, academic discipline and integrity. The participant wrote a well-researched paper that can inform policy formulation. Her paper is on implementation of livestock farm management information system. The participant also supported colleagues academically and portrayed good critical thinking and analytical skills during the course. She was very committed and result-oriented. That is the one, she knows what she wrote about, very focused, very committed, and that is none other than Superintendent of Prisons, Dr. General Sivahara Betunga. The next is the Discipline Award. This award is given to the participant who demonstrated respect, admirable character, and conduct. The participant was able to go through the course portraying humility, self-control, and availability for any given task and assignment. He also has a high sense of composure, agility, and dedication to the course. This is none other than Principal Officer 1, Samuel Ochan. The next award is the Innovation Award. This award is given to the participants that demonstrated exceptional creativity and innovative skills while on course. The participant was a problem solver, flexible and willing to go an extra mile to bring workable solutions to fix challenges they faced. The participant has original thought and knowledge necessary for idea generation. And this award is therefore given to Superintendent of Prisons, Andrew Kenneth Byekwaso. The next category of awards is presented to the two institutions that partnered with us in providing relevant knowledge and skills to enrich the academic and professional path of the participants. Chief guest, sir, I request the Commandant of the Prisons Academy and Training School to present these institutions to be awarded for the great work and partnership. Institutions, that is Makerere University and Uganda Management Institute. These were great partners. Makerere took us through peace and conflict studies, and UMI, as usual, leadership and management. They equipped the participants. Chief guest, sir, this marks the end of the awards ceremony. Thank you very much. I remain Peter Nwagaba as the resident tutor, acting chief instructor of the Intermediate Command and Staff Course, Intake 002. Thank you very much.
He deserves another round of applause because he has ably fitted into my shoes, but I still retain the office. Chief guest, sir, we once again thank you for presiding over these functions and awards and the certificates. We thank you for the time that you've spent with us today, and we are about to leave this place. We are aware it is a Friday, but all business must be done as we depart from this place. Indeed, the participants one time told me that they came when they were unconsciously incompetent. They didn't know that they don't know, but now they are unconsciously competent. They don't know that they know. So they are better prepared. In other words, knowledge is a reflex. It's like blinking an eye, and we wish them the best in their fields. Chief guest, when we conclude the function, we request you for a photo moment with the different participants and the guests that we have here. And we also, most importantly, request that you stay behind for the sumptuous meal that has been prepared by the Uganda Prison Service. Otherwise, with those remarks, once again, we want to thank you. I've been acting MC. As chief guest, I've also been fitting in the big shoes of the Director of Human Resource, who has learned a new skill today of emceeing as we saw. With that, allow me request us to arise for the national anthems as our media is preparing us for photo moments. Thank you very much, and may the good Lord bless us and safe journeys to those that have graced this occasion. Thank you. Thank you very much. We shall resume our seats as we invite a small interlude as we set up for the photos. We have jazz band, we have a local performance for us as we leave this place. Allow me to invite the local performance that we have.
My people, open your eyes and answer the call of the restaurant. Friendly more, some more Michelle, some more Michelle has come. Congratulations to you.
We shall have different photos by different people, but the chief guest and the other special guests will maintain their seats after the participants. We shall have the spouses nearby to also join. We shall have the senior officers also join. We shall have the directing staff also have a photo moment with our chief guest. And just to remind us, we have enough lunch for all of us. And in my far right, we shall have the chief guest's tent have their lunch from this serving point at my extreme right. Then the rest of the guests in the invited big tent, we have another serving point just right behind us. So let's have this local performance.
And to those who have given their lives, praise.
DSS, be on standby for a photo moment.
Husbands and wives, how thy children shall reign.
representatives, let's have the directing staff proceed and have a photo moment.
Sunday,